Hello, everyone, wherever you're watching this from. It's good evening or good morning, whatever time of day or night it is. I want to welcome you to this community money class, the money class with Tokwe Bokwola. And I tell you, we're going to be learning so much on this platform. I can tell you for free that the videos I'll be posting, the write-ups I'll be posting on this forum will be targeted and focused on the subject of money. And some of you may wonder, why would anybody want to teach about money? Why would somebody, we know him to be a pastor. What does he know about money? Well, you'll be amazed. Now, we're going to learn what money is not, and we're going to learn what money is. And if you're watching this at this time, if you come online at any time, please let us know. And at any time that you watch this, I want to encourage you, share the video, share it, let your friends watch it, and invite your friends. Even though this is a private group, invite your friends to join this community. Let's build a community of people who want to understand what money is, who want to be able to have money, to generate money. I'm going to be careful with my choice of words, because words are very important when you are talking about money. There are so many things that people think about money, most of it negative programmings, what you think about money right now, and the wealth that you have right now, or the quantum of money you have right now, is directly related to your belief system about money. I'll say that again. Your belief system about money is responsible for where you are right now financially. It's a no-brainer. Many of us have been taught to despise money. And so we say all kinds of things about money. We say things like, money is the root of all evil, and so many other things like that. Listen, if you are not willing to have your orientation changed, to have your perspectives, your paradigms changed and reconfigured so that you can learn, unlearn, and relearn, then this is a wrong platform for you. All right? If you are afraid of what can happen to you when you begin to go beyond where you are right now, because one of the limiting factors one of the things that will not allow people to go beyond where they are right now is the fear of what some people will say when they know that you are becoming financially successful, when they know that you are changing, your status is changing financially, your situation is changing financially. I'll tell you something. Just get ready. When your situation starts changing, the people who have come to love you as you are, who have come to accept you as you are, and who have come to define you by the status quo of the limitations of their own thinking, guess what? They will limit you. By their words, they will accuse you of all kinds of things. They will say so many things about you. Are you ready? Because if you want to belong to this class, you have to be ready. And please, as you watch this video, anytime you watch this video, please, I know you may not be able to watch it live because I'm doing this in the middle of the night. So you may not be able to watch it live. You may be asleep. But when you wake up and do watch this video, please engage with it. Share it, like it, but more importantly, write. Let me have your comments in the comment section. Let me first begin by what money is not. Money is not the root of all evil. Money is not the root of all evil. The Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. In my little relationship, at my level, my small relationship with money, I have come to find out some things about money. In my relationship with people who really are wealthy, my associations with people who are wealthy, and also by my own experience, that the people who really love money are generally people who are broke, people who are poor. And what do I mean? The rich don't love money. When you see somebody who is truly wealthy, he uses money. He deploys money to achieve a goal, to achieve a purpose. He does not consciously go after money. Money comes to him because he has learned to deploy money in such a way that that money that has been deployed brings more. So he doesn't need to sweat. He doesn't need to struggle about it. Now, let me tell you this. The man who wakes up in the morning by about 5:30 a.m. to get ready to go to work for an employer of labor. He goes to work for an employer of labor, right? And he wakes up at about 5:30 or 5 o'clock to get ready to go to the office. Maybe he has to drive like about 1 hour or sometimes even more to get to work. So when he's coming back, when he closes at night and he is coming back, what do you think, how does he come? He comes in heavy traffic. Another 1 hour or 1.5 hours to get home. He gets home, he's all tired, he's all practically wasted for the day and can barely lift a finger. And if he lives in a cosmopolitan environment, he probably, gets home very late, has late dinner, cannot, and struggles all night to get a good sleep. And he wakes up tomorrow and follows the same grind. And he dares not leave that work or resign from that job, because if he does, there's no income, nothing to pay bills with. Now compare that person with the guy who wakes up when he likes, goes to play golf in the morning, all right, and plays maybe 9, 12 or 18 holes of golf. By 11 a.m., he's played a round of golf. And then he gets ready to continue the business of the day. And he leaves the office when he likes. But he is the employer of the man who is well paid to follow the ritual of waking up at 5 a.m., all right, to get to work, and who closes at about, say, maybe he closes at maybe about 5 p.m., is in the traffic for 1.5 hours. Some people have to stay behind in the office so that they'll be able to beat rush hour. Now, who out of the two actually loves money? Think about it yourself. Figure it out. People who love money will do anything to get it. They will eliminate people. They would cut corners. They would cheat systems. They would do all kinds of things just to get it. So money is not the root of all evils. What the Bible says is the love of it, which is why Jesus said, when your riches increase, do not set your heart on them. Don't put your confidence in those riches, because the day you allow money to define who you are, you have become a slave to money. Money that you control does not define your identity. So that's another thing you need to understand about money. Money is not, does not, how do I put it now? Money does not give you an identity. Money simply exposes or amplifies your persona. That's what money does. Money does not give you a persona. So if you think that your personality is shaped by money, people sometimes, one of the myths about money is that, when somebody gets rich, he changes conduct. His character also changes. That's not true. Nobody changes in behavior because he had money. What happened is that behavior that had been innate in that person, but which poverty did not allow him to express, is now finding expression because now he has a platform where very few people can question him. So, what is the problem? It is not the money, folks. It is not the money. So the money doesn't have a problem. What has a problem? The ownership of the money. So the money simply takes on the identity of the person who has it. Another thing you must not believe about money is that money will give you ideas. Money doesn't give ideas. Money simply manifests itself in the execution of ideas. So money is not something that generates ideas. The fact that you are rich does not mean you'll be more inspired than the man who's broke. So you need to understand this. Now, money or the lack of cash is not synonymous with poverty. A man may not have cash, may not have liquidity, right? And he may have assets. But even when he does not have assets, let's assume that he doesn't have anything. If he understands what money is and knows how to apply the rules and the laws that govern money, guess what? He will produce money, or rather, let me say, he will generate money. I use the word generate, and you will know why I am using that word in a bit. So understand this. People think that, those who are rich, they must be wicked. They must have done something wicked, something bad to get money. That's not true. That is so not true. I don't know where we get some of these things from, but the poor man always believes that every rich man must have cut corners. Every rich man must have done something crooked. Every rich man must have done this or must have done that. That is so untrue. Everybody can have money. Yes, you heard me. Everybody can have money. So now the question is, why does everybody, as a matter of fact, let me rephrase that. Everybody has money. Every single person that God has created. Listen to me. You are an embodiment of money. You are carrying money around inside of you. You just don't know. And the deeper we go in the understanding of money, the more your eyes of understanding will be enlightened. What the kind of epiphany that happened to me at a point in my life will happen to you, and your eyes will be open, and you will know that you are a treasure house. Everywhere you go, you must understand that for money that will last, for wealth that will last, let me put it that way, for wealth that will last, it must first come from the treasure house that is inside of you. If you have money that doesn't come from the treasure house within you, you cannot sustain it. Let's say you use political connections, you get contracts, government contracts, you get paid big money, you have people in high places, they give you contracts and all of that. Now that can be a form of leverage. But what helps you to keep that wealth is within you. So if you don't tap into the riches within, you cannot sustainably produce the riches without. So let's understand something here. I have seen people who have told me that, uh, you can become ungodly or you forget God if you have money. That's because you don't understand money. Remember what I said. Money that you own will serve you. Money that owns you, you will serve. When you allow money to own you, you will serve money. But when you understand that money is given for, to empower a purpose, you will understand why you need to have money, and you need to be unapologetic about, being able to generate resources. Now, what is money? There's so many definitions, so many ways to look at it, but there are some fundamental things that undergird it. Most of us, when we say we need money, we're talking about figures. We're talking about paper. That paper, whatever the paper is, the paper currency is, that's what many of us are chasing. And that is where the problem is, because whatever you're chasing, it means you don't control it. If you're chasing it, then you don't control it. You don't have it and you cannot control it. So when you are in a grind every day, and it's every time that you're going to work, you're miserable, something's wrong, you're in that unending grind. You are chasing money. That means you are not in control of money. Ouch. Now, what is money? Money is given to empower purpose. So that immediately tells you money is a tool. Money is what? It's a tool that empowers purpose. And, that means that whatever God has called you to do, money facilitates the execution of that assignment. Okay? And another thing that money is, it's that money is a manifester of identity, or revealer, if you like. Money reveals character. Money reveals personality. You do not know what a man would do or how a man would behave until he has economic capacity or economic power, influence, wealth. It's the only thing that can make a man. I mean, a poor man would not have an argument with airline staff and then go and stand in front of an aircraft. See, when people, you really know the kind of person a man or woman is when he has money. Sometimes hunger forces people to be humble. When you are hungry, humility is not a problem at all. Trust me. You will respect even the people that are supposed to be respecting you. But when you have money, how do you respond to people? How do you relate with people? That's a measure of your identity. So money is a manifester or a revealer of identity. Another thing that money does, that's the number 3 thing that money does. Money is the activator of intent. Money is the activator of intent. What do I mean? Money helps you to activate that which you desire. You have a business proposition, right? If you don't have money to bring that idea to birth, it can be very frustrating. So what happens? Money, when you now have resources, when you have built enough resources, you are able to carry out your intention, your desire, your idea. So what happens is money is an activator of intent. Hey, Brother Benga, how are you? God bless you. Just as you join, if you're live, just join in the conversation and just make comments and because I'm going to be throwing out some questions later. So money is, I've said three things now. Money empowers purpose. Money manifests identity or reveals identity or personality. Number three, money activates intent. Money activates intent. Now, and number four, money is an enhancer of capacity. In other words, whatever you have been able to do before you have money, you are now empowered in, there is an enhancement, a facilitation of capacity. In a situation, for instance, where you were able to give, somebody has a problem. You love helping people. And a friend of yours has a problem. In the past, you probably would have given him maybe 10,000 or 5,000 because that's all you could afford, right? At that time, that's all you could afford. And that was all you could really do. You would have wanted, if you had $1 million, you would have given it to him. But if you suddenly become wealthy, guess what? If another person around you has the same problem or something that may not even carry the same magnitude, you can give that person 5 million and it would not make a dent in your resources. So you need to understand money enhances capacity. And number five, money is an amplifier of character. Amplifier of character. Money amplifies conduct. Because now you have a platform. Money creates platforms for you to do everything that had been inside you to do. So if you were a good person, who is benevolent, who loves to help the poor, who loves to be a blessing to others, who loves to contribute money to your church, to support your church, to support the society, to help the needy, the vulnerable. If you had been doing that when you didn't have money, maybe you had been helping people on your salary, when you suddenly become a multimillionaire, the capacity to do that is amplified. So money is an amplifier of character. So look at the things that we said money does. Money is a revealer of identity. Money empowers purpose. Money activates intent. Money enhances capacity. And money amplifies character. Don't forget that. Finally tonight, let me say this. Money is energy. Real money is intangible. You can't touch it. The things that we are chasing, what most of us are chasing every day is tangible money. You want cash. Either you have it in form of banknotes, your country's currency, your credit card, your debit card, your bank account, the figures in that bank account and all of that. That's what we chase every day. And that's where we have a problem. That's where we're totally limited by the grind, the everyday grind of our lives. And God did not create us to have that daily grind. He wants your work, whatever it is you do that generates wealth for you, He wants it to be pleasurable. He wants it to be a thing that you don't have to, that does not have to kill you. Right? Because it's coming from within you. Now, everything in creation, if you know Albert Einstein's law of, theory of relativity, everything in creation has energy and mass. Everything in creation. As a matter of fact, everything in creation is a form of energy, altered energy. That's what everything is. The ring I am wearing is a combination of several alloys that became gold. When you see you see diamond cross, they are, a manifestation of altered energy. Now let me explain. Energy cannot be created and it cannot be destroyed. It can only be altered. That's what elementary science tells us. Science says that energy is something that cannot be created or destroyed, but can be altered in states. Now, money is energy that is generated how? Now, to generate altered energy, what do? You combine a force of energy with another force of energy. For instance, when you combine the neutron and the proton and the electron, you have that combination, you generate power, you generate matter. Everything you see in nature is a product of those three elements. You have the neutrons, that's that's the neutral charge. Then you have the protons and you have the electrons. Okay, so it's almost like you're talking about the kind of charge that brings power into your house. Just say there's a negative field and there's a positive field. Now, so how do you have money as energy that is altered? Money is the field of energy. Listen to this. Money is the field of energy that is generated by the combination or the synergy that is between problems, negative energy, plus solutions. That's positive energy. So wherever you have people who have problems, automatically you have money in that environment. Wherever you have people who have needs, there is money in that environment. But the energy of money cannot be released unless the energy of solutions comes in combination with, or in synergy with, the negative energy of problems. So the person who solves problems for people, all right, what's the result of that? When you solve problems for people, you get a reward for solving the problem. So the reward is in the energy that is generated. So whether you're paid $5 or $10 or $2 million or whatever, you are paid, that is simply a physical manifestation of the quantum of energy that was generated as a result of the transaction or the connection of the synergy between problem and solution. Look, nobody is fat. Even Father Christmas, right? The benevolence of Father Christmas is limited to a particular time in the year. So nobody can sustain you on benevolence forever. Your friends cannot give you money forever. So the way to have money on a regular, sustainable basis is to continue to look for one problem or the other to solve for people. So the combination between serving humanity, all right, and solving problems for them, for people who have problems, is what generates the reward system, which is the energy, the field of energy that you call money. Now the currency backup, whether it's in dollars or in pounds or in naira or whatever currency, Dosh, whatever it is, the rand, listen to me. Those are simply units of denomination to represent intangible money. So they are just tangible creations of man to represent the value that was generated by the synergy between problems and solution. If you understand that dynamics, listen to me, poverty will run away from you. You cannot be broke, because what is money? Money is the reward. How do you go and look at how wealthy people build money? This is very simple. It looks so simple sometimes that we miss it. You think, can it be that simple? Yes, it is that simple. Money is what you get as a reward, not pursuit. You were not created to pursue money. You were created to generate money. You can't even create it because it's a field of energy. So what do you do to get it? You generate it because it's already there. It's already in the atmosphere. It's already resident inside you. It is resident inside problems. It is resident inside the person you're solving problems for. So what are we talking about? Let's look at this conversation this way. So here you are. Here is Mr. A, who has a problem. Here is Mr. B, who has the answer. So whoever has a problem, one man's problem is another man's harvest. If you understand that principle, every day you wake up, you will be looking for a significant problem to solve. You will never join people to complain about problems anymore. You will position yourself in a way where your mindset, the frame of your mind will be about which problem can I solve today? Which problem can I solve today? And the more significant the problem, all right, the more significant the reward. The more problems you are able to solve, the more money you have the potential of attracting. So stop chasing cash. Start chasing value. When you make value your consideration, when you make problem solving your consideration. Look, you can look at all the businesses that are prospering around you. And I mean businesses that have been there for years. I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about overnight successes, somebody who just does something, gets into the occult and makes money. Or that's not the kind of thing I'm talking about. Or somebody who got some contracts and all of that from took money, moved money around, money that should belong to everybody, moved it around in the system and is being hailed as a rich man. I'm not talking about people like that because it is obvious people like that, like I said, cannot keep what they got. When they get it, they cannot keep it. So for you to be able to keep it, you have to learn how to generate it. Literally, from intangible, you have to know how to bring it to the tangible. So money is what you get for solving a significant problem for a significant number of people in a significant way that makes them want to give you a significant reward. I'll say that again tonight. That's where I'm going to draw the curtain tonight. Money is the reward that you get when you're able to solve significant problems for a significant number of people in a significant way that makes them desire. You see, they want, when you solve problems for people, they are glad to give you the money. Money that if you had begged and pleaded with them to give you, they probably would not have given you. But they're glad to give it to you. You know why? Because you have solved the problem. They can even give you more than you could ever ask. Let me conclude with a story to illustrate what I just said. I remember a couple of years back, at that time, I was resident in Nigeria. And I visited the US and I went into a corporate organization, and the CEO of that organization and myself were having a conversation. And I said to him, can I spend a few minutes with your staff? And I'm talking about your leaders, your management staff, preferably. Oh, he said, sure, 30 minutes would be okay, or 20 minutes. I said, I don't need more than 20 minutes. 20 minutes will be fine. And he called all of them to a staff meeting, and I sat with them for 20 minutes. When it was 20 minutes, I stopped. The CEO himself said, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot. He said, with what I have just heard in 20 minutes, we cannot allow this man to leave this place without depositing more. So all of you go and round up whatever you're doing in your offices and come back here. Somebody, we'll send somebody to order lunch. We'll order lunch, and we're going to sit here together for today. If he can spend more time with us, this man can spend more time with us. I said, sure. I'm on a visit. I was on holiday, so it wasn't like I was doing anything. So I said, okay. And so without even being prepared for a day-long session, we had what was a morning and afternoon session that day of just training. It was pouring out my heart to these leaders. I didn't ask for money. I didn't ask for anything. I felt good doing it. And when I was leaving, the CEO said, I cannot allow you to do so much. I cannot just be comfortable seeing that you have done so much and not be able to give you something. I said, well, that's not why I did it. I just did it because I wanted to. He said, yeah, I know, but we still have to honor that grace in your life. And when the organization wrote out a check for me, I was dazed. I was like, what? Even if I had charged, what I got was more than what I myself would have asked for if they had asked me how much I would have charged for the sessions. So that's what problem solving does. On its own, it's almost like an automatic equation. It doesn't fail. Once you are able to generate and connect solutions with problems, nothing can stop the energy that is produced by that. And that energy is altered energy, which is called money. We will learn more in future sessions. I told you, membership of this community is going to be exciting. Invite your friends to join us. And listen, I know nobody's asking you to pay. It's free, because we must be liberated from the yoke of poverty, from this mindset of lack, from this mindset of people are hungry, from this mindset of we don't have, I can't afford it, I don't know where I'm going to get that money from. All of those things that are self-limiting statements and beliefs, you must be delivered from them. Until I drop the next video, remember, the sky is not your limit. God is.